tremendous display of power and precision.
Rich, it's not all gone. This is where you can pick yourself off the canvas. Start to string together one or two good shots in a row.
Wipe away all the negative thoughts from the bad start and just try to focus on what's in front of you. Just a pure strike and a perfect result. He'll have a good look at birdie now. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Frank, this is a player in full flight right now.
It looks too easy right now.
Frank, that front page of the leaderboard has been looking good all week.
You're exactly right, Rich. I think our winner is certainly going to come from that list right now. I'm excited for tomorrow's final round.
EA Sports and the RNA are proud to present final round coverage of the Open Championship. Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
I really love the caddies at St. Andrews, wisecracking old-timers. The guy hits a shot hard into a gorse bush on the left, and he turns to the caddy and says, "Is that okay?" And the caddy says, "Does it look okay?" Hit another one. Another instance, the guy was stuck between two clubs. 6-iron, 7-iron, 6-iron, 7-iron, back and forth. Finally, he chose the 7-iron, hit it about 15 yards in the ground, and the caddy looked at him and said, "I guess we'll never know, laddie, will we?" Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Getting set now over the putt. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Frank, another famous hole, this time the par 3 11th.
Yeah, this hole was made famous by the left bunker, which is called the Hill, where Bobby Jones, when he first played St. Andrews, couldn't get the ball out of the bunker, so in the end he actually ripped up his scorecard. A lot's changed since then, but the hole hasn't lost its luster. This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. Frank, what happened there on the approach?
It was a poor decision, and let's see now. Got to think this one out a little bit better than that second shot, see if he can get it up and down. Oh, that was solid, Rich. This one's safely on.
That's costly right there.
Painful. Even par currently.
That's a bogey, but still in the lead.
We start to see shots in hand really valuable.
Frank, how do you like the 12th hole here at St. Andrews?
Well, it's a beautiful par 4. You start to see the village of St. Andrews in the background, Eden Estuary to the right, and also decision time. If you're long enough, it's certainly worth having a crack at this par 4 with your tee shot. But if you're not a long hitter, then you've really got to worry about those 4 beautifully and well strategic positioned bunkers in the middle of the fairway.
No fairway here. This one in that rough.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a masterclass in short game.
Par yesterday. Now for birdie. good putt. Here at the par 4 13th hole at the old course, Frank, what's the best play, power, or do you go with precision?
Well, you'd like a nice mixture of both there, Rich. If you can take those coffins out of play, that's the name for those series of bunkers sort of down the middle, then obviously you've got a much shorter shot coming in, and then you've got a chance to actually have a full view of this green.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way.
Should be safely on dirt.
Frank, not close, but from that lie, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
Frankie's going for 2 birdies in a row.
If he can knock this one in, then that's certainly going to help the confidence. Ooh, inexcusable.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. Frank, what are we looking at here at the big par 5 14th?
Out of bounds on the right, and those little series of pop bunkers called the birdies. Now, if you get in trouble here, you can bail out with your second shot down the left, which is the 4th fairway. That's one other option of playing this par 5. But a good tee shot, and you can certainly go at this for 2.
That one ends up in the rough.
Oh, that went sideways.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5. So missed the fairway, and now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th.
This is an awkward length.
Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Back here at the 15th, and Frank, this fairway narrows up in a hurry.
And it's also, there's a big crop of heather that sort of constrains you if you're going to hit it just straight down the middle. Only the brave go down the right side. Brings in those little bunkers called robs, and they'll rob your scorecard, that's for sure.
Well, this is a humbling game, isn't it, Frank?
Well, shots like that, not to be proud of.
That's a bit offline in the rough. Frank, you always talk about it not compounding the error, but here again, another shot from the rough.
Yeah, if you try again.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just 5 feet left.
Well, that was a tricky one, but it's in.
Headed for home now, partner. The 16th hole, and what are we looking at here?
Well, you have to avoid the principal's nose. Otherwise, you're going to finish up in the principal's office. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday.
How did that miss?
Are you kidding me? I mean, that one was dead center. Continues to hold that sizable lead on the rest of the field. Now at the 17th tee, and Frank, this is really when you begin to feel the weight and the history of the old course bearing down on you.
And you also feel the nerves as well, because you're having to hit it not just at a fairway or over a bush, but over the corner of an out of bounds. And you'll see there's a little sign up there that says Old Course and Country Club. So you've got to pick the exact letter for the line that you want to hit it across. Hit it down the right side, this hole certainly becomes shorter. Left and short, you find the road hole bunker. A little right and long, and well, there's a chance of going out of bounds or on the road itself.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
That looked like it nearly got below the lip, the level of the lip there.
Can't believe that one, Frank. That was a complete horseshoe right there. Did the job right there. Frank, here at the 18th, so much history has been made through the years.
Yeah, one of my favorite memories, I remember Jack Nicklaus when he beat Doug Sanders in that playoff. The famous sort of short putt that Doug Sanders missed. But really, the great moment that stands out was Seve making that 15-footer across the hill in 1984 wearing the blue sweater. Not only did he win the Open Championship, but he beat a tremendous field that included Bernard Langer, Tom Watson, Fred Couples, Lanny Wadkins, Faldo, and Greg Norman. It was an amazing Open Championship.
And I love that fist pump. It was pure Seve. All that fire, all that passion came flying out. And that's where you just sort of fell in love with the game. So a tough way to close the round, missing a short putt and a bogey here at 18 to win the Open Championship. Bad news is, Frank, that's a bogey, but the good news still has the lead.
Yeah, can't afford another, though.
Just a great putt and a great win. presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Today it's live opening round coverage of the California Classic. Picking him up live now at the 10th. Has not been a stellar performance to this point, but Frank, not too bad.
When you consider 4-round events, Rich, you're going to have a period where there's a little lull. As long as you can minimize the damage over the course of 4 days, it turns out all right.
This is when the game is fun, Frank, when you get one high in the air and you have a down breeze and you just watch it stays in the air forever.
Yeah, the hang time on that.
Frank, again, this would appear to be a pretty good scoring opportunity.
This is so much about getting the distance right here. Bunkers on the left, there's the water to carry, that's needless to say, but also the mounding that's just behind the screen and to the right. It's very easy to just take the trouble out of play in the front and then find the trouble behind the screen. So, second shot, judging the distance, imperative here.
Good-looking shot right here. Early part of this back nine and a good approach shot. Now we'll have this for birdie and getting ready for the putt. Frank, I thought that was in. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Well, Frank, how about this hole? Par 5 11th at 617 yards.
The goal here is to take all those bunkers down that left side completely out of play. If you can hit it far enough down there, you can get close to this green. But if you do stray a little bit, all of a sudden, well, it's called eternity. You're going to find that this hole will play very long.
That was just a beautiful drive. He hit it solid and right in the middle. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. That is one of the shots of the day right there, and he will have a really good look at eagle. These putts keep the round together. And with that, he'll go to 3 under. Now the par 4 12th, only 363 yards, but Frank, it is intricate. There's a lot involved, isn't there, in playing a hole like this?
Yeah, I think this is where you have to work out, which clubs do you hit the best? Are you better with a 9 on, you're better with the wedge? Because that's the distance you want to hit it to. That's how you can be aggressive, even when you're laying up.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is. There's always advantage of hitting it further than most, Rich, and straighter than most. When you put the two together, it's just straight up a head start.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round. Yet another birdie and yet another tie at the top of the leaderboard.
Tricky par 3 here, the 13th, 214 yards.
Oh, this is heading in the wrong direction.
Uh-oh. Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, That's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Once considered the best player at the college level, our featured golfer makes birdie, sitting comfortably inside the cut line. Frank, what's the best way to make three here at this 389-yard par 4 14th?
I'm not sure, really. I know there's two definitive options, hitting it down the left or carrying over the bunker. And I think that's another example of Pete Dye. There's one of those holes you never really know if you've made the right play until you finish the hole.
Impressive play so far into these heavy winds. You could say he's just been breezing through this round.
long and straight.
That's how you do it. Nothing wrong with that one. How about 300 yards and in the fairway? TPC Stadium course has played host to the Skins Game, PGA Club Professional Championship, the Liberty Mutual Legends of Golf on the Champions Tour. I always enjoyed that. And along with the Jack Nicklaus Tournament course right next door, the finals of the PGA Tour qualifying school for a number of years. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Well, that's what separates the good players from the great players, the ability to get it that close from that kind of lie. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
He needs this for bogey. Bad news is, that's a bogey. The good news, still tied for the lead.
Yeah, he's the only one disappointed. The rest of the field aren't. Made it a real cat fight.
Par 4 15th, measuring in at 468 yards. He has put himself in an excellent position with a beautiful tee shot. And now a good look at the green. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. He'll have 17 feet on this putt. Starting to pile up the birdies. 5 under par for the tournament. So through one round, Frank, our leader really put on a good show today.
They certainly did, Rich. It was truly a great performance, especially from tee to green. It's not easy to come out of the gates like that.
This is EA Sports, PGA Tour coverage coming your way. It's second round coverage of the California Classic. Well, here we are at the first par 5 of the day, the fifth, 535 yards. Frank, break it down.
It's called double trouble. Reason why, there's the lake on the tee shot on the left side, and then he's reversed it up there on the second shot. He put the lake on the right.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time.
Rich, that was a heat-seeking missile. That is out there.
They make it look so easy, and we know it isn't, but when you hit tee balls that long and that straight, it does make the game kind of simple. That's how you play the game, right there. Getting set now over the putt. Just continuing to play some really good golf. 8 under par for the championship. Well, the architect Pete Dye is known for visual intimidation. We see it at TPC Sawgrass at the Players every year. And you see it right here, Frank, at this 255-yard par 3/6 with water everywhere you look.
Yeah, you could make an argument here that it suits a little bit of a cut, like a Lee Trevino-style fade that starts at the left and moves its way to the green, but then that's also moving back towards the water. Conversely, if you try and fly it over that water on the right side with a little bit of a draw, then the green starts to run out on the left side. Have I made it sound hard? Great, too.
Beautiful. Frank, this is like a big water park here at PGA West. We saw it at the 6th, and here again at the 7th, a challenging par 4, 346 yards.
I've never, ever seen anyone try and drive this green, so it's just a layup. You see the bunker down there in the distance, that really is the stop sign. So something that's short of that, but really what I prefer is try and lay up on a nice number, something that you got a full shot in, whether that be a 9-iron or an 8-iron or a wedge. You'd like to have a full club in here. Hazard.
Maybe wet. So toweled off, dried off, and ready to go.
Yeah, let's hope this swing he hasn't still got the floaties on.
Third shot now, after the last one found the deep blue.
Yeah, you can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for.
Down, little Sheba, down!
That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Very nicely done, right on the dance floor. Drops into a tie for the lead after that bogey.
I'm going to have to shake that off very quickly.
Now we're at the 8th hole here at PGA West in La Quinta, California. 559-yard par 5. Frank, what are the options here?
A good tee shot, you can certainly reach this par 5 and 2. There's a crosswalk that comes across in that vicinity of 330 yards. That's sort of the green light area if you can get it down there. Anything short of that, it becomes very much a 3-shotter. If you can get it close to that crosswalk that goes there, then certainly this becomes opportunity knocks.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
We just saw a player in total control of what he's doing. Didn't miss a green in regulation all day long. Shouldn't be a problem here. Man, what an eagle right there, Frank, and what a time to deliver that kind of decisive shot. Frank, the par 4 ninth at 452 yards is all you want.
You could make 5 here every day just by poking it down the left side, but who wants to do that? Force your hand, try and go down the right side. You might make the odd 3, make a few more 4s, but miss it on the right, and that's where you start to make a big number.
Interesting, with the almost space-age advancements in golf equipment, what with new, lighter materials, and with the increased focus on fitness and strength, players are hitting the ball longer than ever. That has forced architects to lengthen the golf courses without sacrificing the integrity or the shot value of the original design. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Yes, he's holed it, Frank.
Unbelievable from that distance.
Coverage coming your way is presented by EA Sports and the PGA Tour. Today it's live third round coverage of the California Classic. We're ready to go. Off to the first hole. Frank, it's a different feeling on the first tee on a weekend, third round of a championship like this than, say, in the first round, isn't it?
You know you've got the grips of the golf course. You know the holes that are birdieable out there. More importantly, too, you know how well you're playing. It's all in front of you. Sport, especially like this at the highest level.
That is a green in regulation as the approach shot hits the first green, but he is by no means in for par yet. A lengthy putt coming up. Pretty good stroke right there, just hit it through the break.
Well, it's that sort of distance. If it goes in, it's a bonus.
All right, good putt.
The rhythm of that stroke. Didn't try and bash it in the back.
Second hole's just 371 yards. Frank, are players licking their chops thinking they need to make a three here?
Yeah, if you can just accept the fact that you're going to have a longer second shot than you'd think for a hole of 370 yards, then that's the first way to overcome this. Just put yourself a short iron in your hand. Do the attacking with the second shot.
Wouldn't call it a great approach shot, but it still ends up in the fringe.
Yeah, a little bit of magic from here. Yeah, the hole's not over.
So on the putting surface and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. Locked in on the read and the speed. In the hole for a birdie. Frank, Pete Dye certainly gives you a variety of holes, and we see that. Granted, 3 par 4s to start, but each one with a different look.
They certainly are, Rich, and it's amazing what one good bunker will do. And the bunker I'm referring to is the one down the left side. It's about 285 yards to carry. It's the sort of bunker that keeps you honest.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. All right, Frank, what do you think of this second shot here at the third?
Play gets a big opportunity here. Even though this green is 35 yards deep, it just angles away to the left side. As long as you don't leave the ball out that right side, there's a good chance for a birdie here at 3.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach giving him another good look. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Now to the fourth, 192 yards and a pretty tough hole location here today. Strong winds have been a factor all day here, Frank. What's the key to scoring low in conditions like this?
Well, sometimes you've almost got to make the ball go to ground. You just got to keep it out of those high breezes, play away from the trouble.
This is a good-looking shot. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Just a little tap in here. stroked that with authority. Frank, what'd you say at the top? Die on the left, die on the right. Is this what you were talking about?
Exactly, yeah. The fifth hole here, it's called double trouble. So yeah, there's chances for grief on both sides of this fairway. But if you're long enough, if you can just sneak it past 335, that's where the water runs out. This is reachable.
So if you do sneak it out there, and that would be the longer hitters, you might have what into this green?
Well, you can get home hybrid, maybe even something shorter. But remember, it's called double trouble. Avoid that. Maybe double eagle.
That is just an outstanding shot right there. And now a chance for an eagle. Just dominated this hole, and he ends up with an eagle. That wraps up the third round. Just one more to go before we crown our champion.
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm looking at my crystal ball, Rich, but that champion that we see tomorrow might be the one just sitting at the leaderboard on top of it right now.
This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Today it's live final round coverage of the California Classic. You can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
And this attempt will be from about 130 yards. Frank, not close, but from that line, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich. Really. This is that awkward length.
Frank, you know what gets me about this game? Here a person makes a legitimate effort, makes a good stroke, and that ball spins around and is just laughing at the player. And now what's left, you could breathe on that ball. It counts the same as a 300-yard drive. It's not right.
But it's the beauty of the game.
Frank, it makes the game easy when you play it from the fairway.
Especially when you play it from a lie like that.
Second, from an excellent lie.
Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. That one ends up in the rough.
Oh, that went sideways.
Well, Frank, you hate to miss the green on a par 5 with your third shot.
They say par fives are the easiest holes to birdie, but the hardest holes to make four. Making a six, though, that certainly sets yourself backwards. So tough up and down.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Good solid par right there. Well, Frank, the most famous island green obviously is TPC Sawgrass, Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, Pete Dye's creation. People forget this is also an island green here in the California desert.
And it's called Alcatraz, and I've never heard of anyone trying to break into Alcatraz.
Tugged that one a little bit offline to the left, and he'll pay a bit of a price because that rough is fairly thick. Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that thick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
This can be a cruel game at times. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just the tap in to finish the hole. Always love to hear the sound of the bottom of the cup. Well, here we are at 18. It's a par 4, only 439 yards, but again, we've said it all day long. Water to deal with.
It's a great driving hole here, Rich. You don't necessarily have to hit driver. There's three groups of bunkers that are really in play off the tee shot. It's the one in the middle. It's around 290 yards. That's the one you really have to focus on. For stronger players, there's nothing wrong with hitting 3-wood off the tee there. You're still only going to have a shot of 150, 160 yards. Whichever way you look at it, it's something that you think you can find the fairway with.
That looked like a miss hit, Frank.
The lie was okay. It's a little surprising. Maybe wrong club.
And from the rough, he manages to not only make the green, but get within easy striking distance of the hole.
Well, that even caught me by surprise, Rich. I thought par was in the bag.
This now for bogey. Just a couple of feet.
In this situation, Rich, a bogey's not all that bad. Still has the lead.
And that wraps up the final round. Just a great performance by our champion today.
Couldn't agree more, Rich. I think this one will have to go down in the books as an absolute classic. Fantastic play, not only the course today, but all week long.